Hello everyone. I guess quite a few of you have got CDs lying around and you would rather upload them to something like Google Play or add them to a collection on your hard drive on your computer, or maybe move them to a USB stick to play in your car or somewhere else. So today I'm going to show you how to rip them off a CD as an MP3 file, which is pretty much the basic standard that plays on almost anything. So to start off with, we need to go to the Start button on Windows 10, and we need to navigate our way down to the Windows Media application and get it started with a click like so. So I've moved Windows Media Player across to my larger screen, which we're looking at now, and I've made sure that I'm on Library, and the first thing we need to do is check that the options are all set up how we want them to be. So I'm going across to this little arrow next to the word Organize, clicking it and going down to Options. And there are lots of options in here. The one we're interested in is the one called Rip Music. So I'm going to click on that, and we need to decide where we're going to put this music. So I don't want it to go into this existing folder. I want it, oh by the way, you see it says from garage. That's when I went to the garage and found a whole load of old CDs I hadn't used for ages and decided to take them all off the CDs and store them on the computer, which is exactly what some of you might want to be doing. Anyway, I'll for the purposes of this video, I'm going to change the folder. So click change, and you can set it up wherever you want to go. So what I'll do is I'll go to Tim's drive 2, which is a USB drive attached to the computer, and in there I'm going to make a new folder, and name it Video Rip Demo, like so. And I've selected that folder. Click OK, and you'll see now that the music that I rip off the CD is going to that location. Down here the settings say MP3. You might find, if you haven't done this before, it's probably set to Windows Media Audio or one of these other ones. So make sure you set it to MP3. You might be able to use WAV. That's a fairly common type of file as well, but I don't think it's quite as universal as MP3, so that's what we'll go for. This little check thing says rip CD automatically. If you leave that checked, unfortunately as soon as you put the CD in, it'll start copying the tracks straight away, and that might not be what you want to do. You might want to just select some of the tracks. So I'm going to turn that off. And this is useful, eject the CD after ripping, because you can then just go away, leave it to do its stuff, and it'll pop itself out. I usually set the best audio quality. It will of course use up a little bit more space on your computer. Uses about 144 megabytes per CD. So make sure you've got enough space to store your CDs if this is what you're going to do. And then with that set, I shall click OK. There we are. So next thing is to put the CD in, and I'm going to open up my CD DVD drawer. And the way I do this, because it's a bit fiddly on the edge of the computer amongst all the wires and cables, so I'm going to just go to this PC, find the DVD RW drive E, right click it with my mouse and then say eject, and that will open up the drawer, which I'll pop the disk in now. Now Windows Media usually starts playing straight away, unless of course you've paused it. So if we just watch what happens while the computer finds the CD, there we are, it's found the CD. Notice it hasn't started playing straight away. That's because earlier I clicked pause. Obviously if I allow the music to play, then if this is on YouTube I'll be in breach of copyright, which is of course something you have to think about when you do rip a CD. Yeah, you must be careful that you only use it for yourself and not sell it on or give it away or anything like that. Anyway, you can see that it's gone to the tracks that are on the CD, and at the moment they are all selected, which you can unselect or select with this little button. And if you only want to record one or two of them, or as we say, rip them off, you just click the ones that you want to rip. I'm going to rip all of them, so I've clicked that and they're all ticked again. And then we go to a rip CD. Remember, if we hadn't chosen the option in the options, they would all start ripping straight away, but this way we've got more control. So I'm going to click rip CD, and there we go. You see this one has started to be ripped, shows you the progress, and it'll work its way through all of them. Now this will take several minutes depending on how fast your drive is and how fast your computer is, so you could just leave it for a few minutes, go and start a cup of tea or something like that. I'll stop the recording now and come back when it's all finished. So they've all been ripped and the disk drive has popped open automatically like we told it to in the options. So I've gone back to the library view, and I want to now just check that my ripping has saved in the place I wanted it to. So I'll go to this PC. Remember, I put it on Tim's drive and I called it video rip demo. So inside there is another folder called various, and inside that is the name of the disc, Reeling and Rocking Volume 1 Disc 1, and inside that are the 8 tracks that were ripped off. And if I just choose one of them, for instance, and right click it and look at the properties, you can see name of the track. It is an MP3 file. It says it opens with Groove Music, but any media player would be able to play that. Location confirmed, and the size 8.6 megabytes. So if you've got 10 tracks, that's 86 megabytes. Good at maths, aren't I? So that's all good. And if I now wanted to transfer that to a USB stick or some other device, I just select the ones I want to copy, or in fact go back and select the entire folder. I could just right click that, say copy, and then paste it wherever. So I could go to this PC, and if I've got another drive, where take this one for instance, but if I'd got a USB drive plugged in, it would show up there. So I could just paste that, and there we are. We've got another copy of all the tracks that I've just ripped off the CD. So I hope that was all helpful to you, and if I can help any more, just let me know.